In a remote village in the land of Java, the Suryonegoro family was known as the wealthiest. The head of the family, Raden Wiratma Suryonegoro, was once a spice trader who later became the owner of the largest tea plantation in the region. However, his success was not achieved through ordinary means. Rumors spread that Raden Wiratma had gained his wealth through an occult pact. It was said that on a dark night, he went to a sacred mountain to perform a supernatural ritual. Allegedly, he sacrificed the blood of his descendants to ensure endless wealth for 7 generations. From that moment on, his business flourished. His plantation always produced abundant harvests, and every venture he pursued brought him great fortune. However, this family's happiness did not last long. Raden Wiratma's first wife, Nyairati, mysteriously died after suddenly falling ill. Not long after her death, Raden Wiratma remarried a young woman named Sulastri. From his first marriage, he had 3 children, Arya, Pandu, and Sinta. From his second marriage, he had a son named Wisnu. Years passed and Raden Wiratma grew older. He frequently fell ill and eventually died mysteriously in his bedroom. Some claimed he had suffered a heart attack, but others believed he was killed by black magic. After his death, a new problem arose: the battle for inheritance. In his will, his wealth was divided equally among his 3 children from his first wife, as well as his second wife and his son from that marriage. This decision sparked great anger among them. Arya, the eldest, felt entitled to all the wealth because he had contributed the most to running the family business. Pandu and Sinta also felt they had not received a fair share. Meanwhile, Sulastri and Wisnu demanded their rightful inheritance as the legal family members. Shortly after the will was read, strange occurrences began happening to the family members. Arya suddenly developed a mysterious skin disease. Pandu constantly heard eerie whispers. Sinta experienced terrifyingly vivid nightmares, and Wisnu started vomiting blood for no apparent reason. The tension between them escalated. No one was willing to back down, and they resorted to a terrifying alternative: black magic. Arya sought out a powerful shaman on the slopes of Mount Merapi to protect himself while attacking Sulastri and Wisnu. Pandu, not wanting to be left behind, sought help from an elderly shaman known for casting deadly curses. Sinta, who initially did not believe in mysticism, was eventually dragged into the battle. Meanwhile, Sulastri used dark magic inherited from her family to seek revenge. Nights at the Suryonegoro mansion turned into a nightmare. Screams of agony echoed in the dead of night. Objects moved on their own, dark shadows lurked in the corners, and the sound of unseen footsteps filled the hallways. One by one, they began experiencing unexplainable horrors. Arya was found unconscious with small needles embedded in his body. Pandu went into a violent trance, as if possessed. Sinta started speaking to unseen entities, as if something had taken control of her. Wisnu, the youngest, suddenly vanished without a trace. Sulastri was found dead, her face blackened and her body covered in unexplained burn marks. The story of the Suryonegoro family became a legend in the village. Their mansion was abandoned and believed to be haunted. The villagers were convinced that Raden Wiratma's dark pact had finally consumed his entire bloodline. To this day, the grand house of the Suryonegoro family still stands, but no one dares to go near it. Those who tried reported hearing cries and seeing headless figures wandering inside. However, the legend of the Suryonegoro family did not end there. A distant descendant named Rama arrived in the village, determined to uncover the truth behind his family's mysterious deaths. Armed with supernatural knowledge taught by a master deep in the forest, Rama vowed to break the curse that had destroyed his lineage. During his search, Rama discovered an old journal belonging to Raden Wiratma. It contained ancient spells and the secrets of the occult pact. The journal revealed that the sacrifice was not just of lives, but also of souls, which remained trapped in eternal suffering. Rama sought out an elderly shaman named Kisankoko, who warned him that the curse could not be broken by conventional means. Kisankoko explained that a malevolent entity controlled the curse and could only be defeated through a highly dangerous ritual. Night after night, Rama was haunted by the spirits of his ancestors. They appeared in his dreams, pleading for help, but some also tried to harm him. He soon realized that these spirits were unable to pass on due to their unresolved grudges. With Kisankoko's help, Rama prepared for the ritual to break the curse. It had to be performed in the abandoned mansion of the Suryonegoro family. The ritual required him to summon the trapped spirits and confront the dark entity guarding the curse. On the night of the full moon, the ritual began. Rama recited ancient incantations from the old journal, while Kisankoko scattered salt and burned incense. Suddenly, agonizing screams filled the room. Dark shadows attacked them, trying to stop the ritual. The ghost of Raden Wiratma appeared in a horrifying form, his eyes glowing red with hatred. Rama held his ground, chanting protective prayers. One by one, the trapped spirits of his ancestors emerged, their faces filled with sorrow. In a final act of sacrifice, Rama offered part of his own soul to sever the occult pact. The grand Suryonegoro mansion collapsed into ruins, leaving only dust and debris. The curse had finally ended, but Rama paid the price. He lost part of his memory and bore permanent scars on his body. After the ritual that nearly cost him his life, Rama changed. He became quiet, often talking to himself, and his eyes seemed hollow. Over time, he started showing signs of insanity. Every night, he wandered the ruins of the Suryonegoro house, calling out the names of his deceased family members. The villagers began avoiding him, fearing the dark energy that still lingered in the area. Strange phenomena plagued the village. Cries echoed from the forest, shadowy figures roamed the fields, and people fell ill without explanation. The local shamans warned that even though Rama had attempted to break the curse, the dark energy embedded in the land remained and was growing stronger. Fearful, the villagers started leaving one by one. Houses were abandoned, fields were left to decay, and the once thriving village became eerily silent. Within months, the once bustling village had transformed into a ghost town, inhabited only by Rama and the lingering memories of the black magic war that had taken place. One night, Rama vanished. No one knew where he went, but those brave enough to enter the village swore they could still hear his voice calling out in the darkness. From that moment on, Suryonegoro village was officially considered cursed. No one dared cross its borders after nightfall, and the ruins of the Suryonegoro mansion stood as a silent witness to the dark tragedy that destroyed an entire family and village. But was the curse truly over? Or did dark shadows still lurk in the hidden corners of the abandoned village?